Hi, and welcome to this session for Astronomy 120, Section 10. This is a live session. This is an online class, so attendance is not required to be in person, or to be live, I should say. But the requirement is that you guys need to watch this recording. And I want to make sure that if you're not here, this recording will be posted later on today. So you must watch the recording because it's going to answer a lot of the questions that you might have regarding basically how the class works, regarding the assignments and everything that goes with it. This very same recording is going to be posted today on one of the models. I think the model number 2. Let me just quickly check in here. Yeah, where it says part 2, because this course is in a summer session, and summer session starts from May 26, 2026, and ends on July 1st, which is going to be a Wednesday. Is it July 1st or Wednesday or Thursday? I don't remember. I think it's a Wednesday, yes. It's a Wednesday, July 1st. Let me make sure that it's the same thing. I just want to make sure they give you the correct information, okay? Yeah, it's going to be a Wednesday. So that's when the class is going to be end of July 2026 again. So, and because again, it's a summer session, it's a shortened version of the class. It's about 5 weeks. So it's going to have, it's not divided into weeks, but it's divided into parts. If you took my online class in the regular year, regular semester that is, all of them are divided into weeks. So in here, it's divided into parts. So part 2, in the modules link, there will be this recording. So I'm going to show you a little bit more how that works, okay? But just I want to clarify this from the get-go. You guys are not required to attend in person. We may have another live session again down the road. You will receive announcements regarding that session, so we'll know when it's going to happen. And if you can attend, that's going to be a lot better actually than if you don't attend, because if you have questions, those questions will be basically answered, number one. Number two, they will enrich the topic in a sense that it will clarify some things that probably I will miss during my presentation. So that's the reason why I really want people to be in person and here, hopefully to be on a live session, than to be just with few people. Anyway, so this is from the get-go. The purpose of today's live session is to give you an overview. I know there is a video already on the homepage. I'm going to show you that on how to navigate my courses online in general. But this is specific to this session. And it's going to be an orientation of some sort. Another session that probably we're going to have maybe in about a week or two is going to relate to the projects and the assignments. So that's going to be more specific related to those. So at this point, probably we're not going to talk more about these projects and how to do them. Anyway, so let me share the screen. So at this point, you should be looking at a window. Let me go back to the home page. You should be looking at a window that that shows basically the Astronomy 120 section 10 with a landing page. So when you first come to the course, this is how it looks like. Obviously, there is a video in here that gives you a little bit more in depth onto how my online courses are structured in general. Okay. And I urge you to guys watch that because it gave you probably some things that we were going to miss today. So hopefully you guys go through that too. It gives you also some general information. Again, as stated in this video, the main link is the modules link, okay? And then you have this link also, which is actually a useful link in a sense. It gives you an open topic class discussion. We're going to click on that to see how that works. It gives you also the syllabus, both online and also a PDF version. So if I click in here, it's going to give me the syllabus, which you should have received already in an email last Tuesday, a week from today. Again, the course starts today on the 26th. A week before, you should have received my syllabus, okay? For those who were already enrolled, and I had about 40 of you in that class at that time. So you should have all of you received the syllabus in as an attachment in addition to some general information. So if I click on this, it's going to take me to the PDF version of the syllabus, which you should have received again. It gives you some general information about basically my contact info. This is my email address. I urge you not to use it because I may respond to you a little bit later than if you use another tool I'm going to show you quickly. And this is my office number. I am actually right now in the office. This is what my office is. This is PS 116, the physical science building. When you come to campus, look for the physical science buildings. There is the main building, and there is an attachment to it. I'm actually in the main building. If you see some of my old recordings, probably it's going to mention the fact that I am in Office 195. I moved from Office 195, which was on the side building. Now I am actually in 116. This office is actually in the main hallway. When you come in, you don't have to go upstairs or anything like that. Just come straight through, and I'm toward the end of the hallway where the STEM center is. Obviously, there is a little bit of navigation you have to do. When you come in, you're going to go first through Office 111. And Office 111 is a bunch of offices inside. There are 5 offices, 5 faculty in the same, basically, section of the building. And we all share the same hallway. So when you come through the hallway of the physical science building, you need to look for room 111. And then once you enter that room, you're going to be in physical science building room number 116. I am here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every day. So I will be here every day during the summer for these 3 days. I have three things going on. I have your online class, which is an important class. I also have an in-person lab section. Some of you are already signed up to it. And that is for the lab for astronomy. That class starts at 9:35, which means that I will be here at 8 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every day, okay? From these 3 days, every time I come in, I'm 8 o'clock in here. Then I have a third thing also going on, which is I have 12 students from the engineering department, basically, that are enrolled in a grant from NASA. I am the faculty, basically, advisor for that group. We work together on projects. So if you don't find me in my office at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, look me up. I should be close by, either with the NASA students or somewhere in the administration. I should be in my office around 8 o'clock on those times. After that, I have a 9:30 class lab that ends around 12:30. I may hang around, especially with those NASA students, because of the grant that we're working on some projects, okay? Or I may not. So my office hour, again, according to the syllabus for this session, for this summer session, is officially Monday from 8 to 9:25, okay? You should have the link, and I'm going to show you what the link is for that one. It's an online session. So on Monday, I will have my computer turned on. I will have Zoom opened, and I will be basically waiting for you guys to join me, okay? There are 2 things that you have to understand about that one. Priority will be given to those who have appointments. So if you send me ahead of time a message saying, you know what, I have a question about this assignment or that specific topic, and I want to meet with you next office hour. okay? I will look up my schedule, and if somebody else already have requested a time, I'll give you other options saying, okay, here is your option. Do you want to come in for this time or that time? Okay. So hopefully we agree on that. Now that takes the priority over somebody else who joins in just because they just remember that they have a question and they know that Mondays from 8 to 9:25, I hold online office hours. They are welcome to do so. You are welcome to do so and encouraged actually to do so. But please understand that you don't have priority. The priority goes to the people who are already have the appointment. You will be in a waiting room. Now, if there is nobody already in the appointment, then the way it goes is the priority goes to the first come first serve, meaning that you join now, for example, at 8:13 a.m. and somebody else already has joined me at 8:10 a.m. You will be the second in line if nobody is in between you guys. Okay, I will ask you, I will acknowledge you when you join in and tell you, look, thank you for joining. Hopefully stay, don't leave. I have to finish with one of your peers and I will join you, okay? Usually, I would like to have the sessions to last no more than 10, 15 minutes, okay? If it gets extended, if it really requires more work to discuss something, I would be probably less. I don't have somebody else lined up. Either I don't have an appointment with one of you guys, or I don't have somebody else in the waiting room. Then we can extend that meeting. Okay, there is no problem with it. I can go half an hour, 45 minutes. It doesn't matter. We resolve whatever we need to resolve. But if there is somebody who has an appointment or somebody else already in the waiting room, then I'll have to cut it around 15 minutes and then we will pick up the topic later on because I don't really want somebody to be waiting for a long time and they may have an urgent question, which is actually very important and has to be answered. Okay. So that's really the plan in terms of the office hours. Obviously, I am on campus, and if you happen to be on campus, please come into my office anytime. Doesn't have to be during the office hour, Monday from 8 to 9:25. Okay, you can come on Tuesday from 8 to 9:25, or Wednesday from 8 to 9:25. That's for sure. You're gonna find me in here. I hope you do send me a message ahead of time. As I was saying, I have other students also I'm involved with, namely another class like yours, which is the a lab version, which they also may need some attention. And I'm involved with the uh, engineering students, and they may also be requiring some attention. So again, please send me a message ahead of time. And when you do, be specific, saying that you're in Astronomy 120 and you have a question regarding this topic or that. Okay. So as long as you do that, then I know you're coming. So if I'm somewhere else and talking to somebody else, and if I give you the green light, go ahead. I will be there. Let's meet. Like I said, it doesn't have to be this hour. It doesn't have to be between 8 and 9:25 on Mondays only. It can be whatever. As a matter of fact, I can take it a step further. We can meet on other times. We can meet even on a Thursday if you wish to, as long as if things don't work out for you. Let's say, for example, you're busy, you have work, you can meet there at that office hour for sure, and you can do it also in the other mornings. And but the only available time for you is on Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m., for example, or 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's when you get off work. That could work, okay, as long as you message me ahead of time, being very specific, and then I will make sure that I'm available for you during that time, okay? So that is the idea for the office hours for this summer session. I hope I made it clear that I will work with you. I will try to be here for you, but I also want you to be aware of the fact that I may be engaged with other things. So please let's adjust things so that we do things right, okay? So that's one thing. And the rest of the syllabus are typical stuff. This is my office number, by the way. That's the phone again. Like I said, I really don't recommend that you either email me or call me unless it's an emergency, okay? Unless something that is completely out of control, then in that case, probably it's okay to do that. But like I said, these are not the best options, okay? Again, you go through the syllabus. It's typical stuff in here. Hopefully you guys already have your hands on the book. And this is the online course, okay? And these are, hopefully you guys have had a chance to go through it. We have 3 midterms in this class. We have homework assignments and quizzes. And we also have written projects. There is one project. You'll be given options, but you only submit one of them. We're going to talk more in details about that, okay? This lineup, this stuff in here is exactly how I teach the class, either in person, which I taught in the past in person, or online. So the fact that you're sitting in a summer session does not really change the course, the content you're taking, or the way it's being tested. So I just want to make sure that this is clear from the get-go. So if you're joining just expecting something like it's going to be a little bit less, hopefully you guys know that it's not going to work that way, okay? So you might reconsider that option. And then I also grade on participation. I will show you exactly what I mean by participation, okay? So all of these things the rest are typical stuff in here. And this is the content and how it's going to be basically outlined, okay? Again, this is the units. The book is divided into several units so that you know. Okay, I don't know where is my book in here. Is it here? I just moved, by the way, so I don't know exactly where my books are. It should be there. I don't see it. Here it is. No, that's not it. Well, here it is. So this is your textbook, okay? If you have an online version of it, that's fine, okay? The book is divided into several units, okay? We start with unit 5, as you can clearly see, okay? Let me switch to let me remove the share so that you see the book better. Okay, so again, this is the book, okay? Pathways to Astronomy. The author is Schneider, Arnie. And then is divided into units. Let me pick up where the unit 5 is, so that we start with that. So unit 5 starts on page 33. Okay. Oops. Starts on page 33 and extends to page 38, kind of 37, 38, okay? So from 33, which is really an introduction, to 38, which is the ends actually at 37. So you're looking at 4 or 5 pages. I mean, it's not that much. So the book, the reason why I like this book, honestly, is because it's not divided into chapters, okay? So you can pick and choose your topics, okay? So you should be able to read this unit, okay? 4 or 5 pages. It should not take you more than 10, 15 minutes to do that, okay? And then the same thing for units 6, 7, and 9, and then unit 8, okay? It says in here week 1, okay? So this is 526. Next week, you're going to hit units 10, 11, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39. Granted, it's a lot of units, okay? But remember, first of all, it's a compressed course, okay? So you have to understand why there are so many. If we were doing a regular session, it's not going to be that many per week. But every unit is only 4 or 5 pages, okay? So it's not really a lot of reading per se, okay? So it's still very light. The content sometimes is heavy, so it's gonna, that lightness is gonna be compensated a little bit by the intensity of the topic. So I understand that, okay? But hopefully you're gonna be on top of things, okay? I think, let me go back into the Okay, so it says midterm 1 is on this day. I think it's a little bit not that correct, so I changed that already. Okay, and this is the rest of the stuff. Obviously, as I was saying, you'll see some adjustment. Let me leave the syllabus in here. Okay, so this is where the syllabus is. Hopefully, I've had a chance to look at it. This is the link to the Zoom office meeting. Okay. So if you want to come in on Monday from 8 to 9:25, hopefully you message me ahead of time and tell me what you want to meet about. Then on that day, if we agree on the time, you're going to click on this Zoom meeting, okay? Again, it is recommended that you message me ahead of time, that you're planning to attend the live office hour, and probably a preferred topic that you want to discuss. This is a one-to-one session. So this is not an open, like, we're having office hour and everybody is asking different questions about different stuff and we will be lost and we can't cover nothing. So it's going to be individualized. Every person is going to be by him or herself, okay? You will be, unless you guys decide to meet together, which is another option. Let's two, three of you, they want to meet on the same topic. That's fine. We can do that too. But it's going to be for that specific group, okay? Will be automatically placed in a waiting room. Students admitted on first come first serve basis. If or if they have appointments, priority goes to those with an appointment. So again, this is I discussed it. And the rest of the stuff, again, is just basically a landing page, gives you some general information about the course and the course outline of record. That's how this course is assessed, whether it's in summer or whether in winter, doesn't matter. So this is, everybody is going to be assessed on these things. That's why we have to be careful in here not to shortchange things, okay? So the main thing in here is going to be on modules. Obviously, announcements are important. We already have had 2 announcements. One of them regarding the course, the fact that we're meeting today, okay? But the main thing is going to be really on the syllabus. You'll be receiving regular announcements from me, by the way, okay? So this is where the modules link is, okay? This week, we're doing just this part, okay? Although the other parts open up quickly for you. They're already, part 2 and 3 are already open, okay? Part 4 will open on June 1st. And then you will see how this course is coming along, how it's opening not at once, okay? It's opening by steps, step by step, to help you at least navigate through the course and not feel at least overwhelmed. So the plan in here is you start from day 1, okay? And you allocate the necessary time. If you are taking this regular class in person, week in, week out, it says in the intro in there, you're supposed to do an hour and a half, twice, 3 hours a week to meet. 3 hours a week, that's what you should dedicate for this class at home, for learning, reading. If it's a regular semester, 3 hours, not compressed like this one. 3 hours for a regular class, starting from, let's say, for example, August and ending in December. See how many months that is? You guys are doing it in 1 month. So there is a problem in here. So the 3 hours, if you're coming to in-person class, either you do 3 hours at once, in between them they give you a break, or you do an hour and a half and then you go back for 2 days later, you're going to meet for another an hour and a half. If this were a regular class, that's how much time you need to dedicate for it per week. But this is not a regular class. That 3.5 months are compressed into 1 month. That means the 3 hours have to be multiplied by 3.5 times. That's 10.5 hours a week you need to spend on this class. Learning. Mind you, that the 3 hours you would spend in a regular semester class is only in person on campus. You're supposed to do also extra work at home, reading, assignments, and things like that. A typical class of 3 hours, you need to spend time and a half of that too. So it's going to be 1.5 hours. So because you choose to take this summer class, it requires from you a lot of work in every week. Just to give you an idea, there is an in-person class for the lab for some of you already signed up for it. We meet from 9:35 to 12:35, 3 times a week. That's 9 hours. So think of the same thing in here. You need to spend 9 hours on this class at home doing just coursework. The stuff I'm going to talk about right now. Plus more time to do in class, at home work. So that's going to also add up to it. So it's going to be another 4 hours to it. So typically 10, 12 hours is not out of the realm of the possibility to keep up with this class, okay? So hopefully you guys are already, since you signed up for this an online class, you're already ready for this one from day one, from today. You need to be on a schedule. Some of you are working, I understand that. Some of you are probably doing other things, sports or whatever, other family stuff. I understand that. But since you opted for this class, please take care of it, okay? Otherwise, in no time, you're going to fall behind. I don't want that. I don't want you to do that, okay? So the first thing you're going to look into is, first of all, it's divided into parts. And these are subdivisions in these modules in here. Each part has an objective. And each part has a discussion. Because the discussions are just a way of being assessed for participation. Remember that I said that you're going to be assessed for participation? That's how I keep up track of that. So you do the discussions. Some of these discussions will be N-graded. So I'm going to remove some of these ones, okay? At this point, I just didn't decide yet on which parts to remove, but I urge you to do all of them, but understand some of them will be not graded, okay? So I'm going to cut some of this in here, but you need to be on top of them. So that's how I know that you did this unit, actually. And now you're ready to move on. So you're participating, you're engaging in the course, okay? And then you have the lecture notes, okay? In addition to some video helpers in here. So when I say lecture notes, those are PowerPoints. And here, these are my videos basically going through the same PowerPoints and giving you a little bit more insight into the content. Every video in here is a few minutes, probably 15, 20 minutes long. So this one, for example, is 12 minutes long. This one, for example, is 15.42 minutes long, 16 minutes long, okay? So let me go back. So it's not a lot on it, but that actually counted toward your, if you're coming to a class, that's a presentation I would do anyway, okay? So that counts inside the hours that I mentioned earlier, okay? So it's all of going through all of these things, that should count toward the 3 hours, okay? Going through all of this, that should count toward the 3 hours. Going through all of this, that should count toward the 3 hours. That's 9 hours, okay? Plus some. That's normal. That's how it's supposed to be. I want to click on this one especially because I mentioned something in the beginning that today's session is going to be recorded and it's going to be posted here. So there's the regular units, 9, 8, and so on and so forth, okay, and 7. But this session, there is a placeholder for it, and it's in here, okay? So right now, there is nothing. It says live session of Tuesday, May 26th session. So there's a repetition. I'm glad I read it so that I can fix that. Anyway, so I'm going to fix that, okay? So let me go back. Hopefully I didn't go too far. I went too far. Let me go back to the models, okay? Every model has the content in it and has the PowerPoints. The PowerPoints are not in lieu of reading the book. You have to read the book. Again, that counts toward the 3 hours in here, okay? Obviously, that that's not the end of the things. There is quizzes, and there are homework assignments. Now I need help with the homework. I don't know how to do this homework. There is a helper coming down the road, okay? This homework is due on June 20th, and the help on that homework is going to open up on June 1st. So I'm going to give you, first of all, give you a go at it, okay? It's available today. The first of the month is in about 4 or 5 days, okay? By then, there is actually a way of how to do that homework, if in case you're still struggling with it, okay? And that goes for everything else also. So I'm not challenging you. I'm not saying that I dare that you can do this homework. That's not the intent of this homework assignment at all. I want you to do the homework, okay? It's not like I dare you. I want you to do it. And this is how. But I want you to actually go through the steps. And these are the steps. I want you to physically do that because that should help you learn. The only way to learn and retain knowledge is by actually getting your hands dirty with this thing, getting your hands basically involved, okay? That's why I want to do that. I mean, I'll show you how to do it. And if you still have questions, please message me, okay? I'm not here to say, okay, here is an assignment, and I will see that if you can do it, I can do it. That's not. That's actually reserved to the midterm. It's not I'm daring you. I want you to go through this content, learn it, do these assignments, and hopefully now you're going to be assessed. Remember those student learning objectives that were all assessed on it. The entire course is assessed on it. So at some point, we have to have some assessment that tests whether or not, hopefully, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So that's part of the learning process anyway, okay? So again, there is more homework assignments. There is more assignments down the road, and I want to stop in here, okay? One of these projects is going to be submitted. Only choose one. So at this point, it's not even visible for you guys, so we can discuss it in detail. So you'll have option to do projects. Either you do the retrograde motion of Mars project, or you do the lunar photography project. For those sitting in my lab, they may see this when I say this is part of the lab. It's not. Okay? It's a different assignment. For those who are not sitting in the lab, they have no idea. Okay, so I mean, they have no idea the connection between these two, okay, the two classes. There is a different assignment in here, so hopefully you guys will go through it. Do one, not both, okay? Choose one. The instructions are in detail in here. And again, it's due on June 27th. You will have ample of time to go through it. And this will unlock the first of the month. Okay. And if you have questions about that, there will be help also, help with the moon projects, okay? So we will have recording and we're going to go through that. Again, it's not to challenge you. It's to hopefully help you basically do these things and have fun while doing it and learn at the same time, okay? Obviously, we have our midterm, somewhere I saw it. There is midterm 1, and that is going to open up on June 4th, okay? When is it due? Actually, it's June 15th, okay? So you will have time to do that. There is a review which is going to be available up to June 10th, okay? That should help you prepare for the review, which means that the midterm itself is not available on June 4th. It's going to be available on June 11th, okay? Because while the review is open, you can't have a midterm open, okay? So this is how the course in general, and this pattern repeats all over until the end of the course. Okay, so the main takeaways, the bottom line. Let me first of all go back into is that you guys need to work and be serious about this, okay? And dedicate the supposed to be amount of time, minimum 9 hours a week. If you find yourself spending less, there is something wrong. Okay. Minimum 9 hours a week. If you think you cannot make it, I would urge you to take the class some other time because it's not going to work for you. You're going to be frustrated at the end, okay? Because it's a lot of work. I mean, I just gave you an overview of what you're looking at, okay? So that's really what I want you to understand. That's one thing. The second is being systematic, organized, systematic, okay? And of course, if you need help, please don't hesitate. Send me messages, okay? I was just talking to you guys and somebody already sent me a message right now. I saw it through my watch, so I can't answer it at this point, but I will answer her the minute I'm done with this one, okay? Again, this is not supposed to be a topics basically related. This is just an orientation, a general overview of how it's going to apply for you guys. What I want to make sure is that you guys are going through your work, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and send me questions, send me messages if you have questions. Oh, I didn't talk a lot about that point. Let me go back to it. Very important, okay? How to message me. Let me go back in here, share. I know it's in the intro it says that, but I just want to reiterate that. In the let me go back home in here. In the orientation in here, which is the online, the guide, the general guide tells you that you need to use the inbox. Again, it still applies. I can't use the inbox because I'm using a test student. If I go to the inbox right now, it gives me some nonsense stuff, okay? Because the test student has no messaging capabilities. But you guys can come in here to the inbox and message me directly. I will get it from you guys. I will know exactly which class and I know exactly which question you have. So again, refrain from calling my number because most likely I'm not in the office, okay? And even if I am, it's really not good way to communicate, okay? Did I mention my phone number somewhere in here? I think I did. Communication, okay? I'm gonna change that, okay? So it's gonna have, it's somewhere in the syllabus. Let's go back in here. Here is the number again, okay? 384-8605. Don't call me. That's not good, okay? Or emailing is an option, but it's still not recommended because especially when you have so many students messaging you, you have no idea, okay? Believe it or not, there are so many students with the same first and last name. Okay, especially if a person comes in with an anonymous name, then it's going to be very, very hard for me to respond to that person. Okay. So again, the best way is to come through the inbox. I know exactly which class you're coming from. Okay, and then I will be able to answer your reply. So that's in terms of messaging in general. Let me go back home. I mentioned something in this one regarding this to-do things. Please refrain from using it. It's kind of a quick thing to get things done, but please don't rely on it heavily. It's really not as useful as it may sound. Okay, that means you're falling behind if you rely on it. Don't do that. Stick with the models in here. I need to. My office light went out. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. It came back on. Sorry. Anyway, so that's basically the main things I wanted to talk about in here. Okay. For today, please send me messages if you have any questions, and hopefully you guys enjoy the class and learn a thing or two from it. And let me stop sharing. And it's a pleasure to have you in my class. Hopefully you will have fun. Thank you.